Students, so we have to continue with the phases of interphase. Okay, so interphase is broadly classified into three subphases, which are G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. Okay, so we have to discuss in detail about what happens during the G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. So this is the representation of the cell cycle. So there are three subphases of interphase, that is G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. So during the G1 phase, the RNA and the protein synthesis will occur, but there will be no synthesis of DNA. The cellular contents are increased in its double. Mitochondria and the plastid are the cell organelles which has its own DNA. So through G1 phase, the late G1 phase, there is a restriction point. So in that phase, if a cell crosses this restriction point, it will continue the cell cycle, and if this cell is not able to cross this restriction point, it will go into the G0 phase, where it will not take part in the process of cell division. So it will withdraw itself from the cell division. During the S phase, the DNA synthesis occurs, the DNA content gets double, okay, and the RNA and protein are also synthesized. During the G2 phase, there is no synthesis of DNA, but the RNA and protein synthesis will continue. And after crossing the G2 phase, the M phase, in which the mitosis phase, which will be classified into two subphases, that is karyokinesis and cytokinesis. So today we have to see about the phases of interphase that we have seen. There are three phases, G1, S and G2. During the G1 phase, the RNA and protein synthesis occurs. There is no synthesis of DNA. The cell contents gets double, whatever cell organelles and the cytoplasm, that also gets double. The late G1 phase, there is a point, that is restriction point. If a cell crosses this restriction point, it will continue the different steps, or it will take part in the different steps of cell cycle. If a cell does not crosses this restriction point, it will come to a resting phase, in which the cell will withdraw itself from the rest phases of the cell cycle. During the S phase, S for synthesis, so DNA synthesis will occur, the amount of DNA will get double, and the RNA and protein will also get synthesized. Whereas in G2 phase, there is no synthesis of DNA, but the RNA and protein synthesis will continue. Now we have to see the formation of the new DNA, which occurs during the S phase. So DNA replication prior to the cell division. This is the parent strand, double stranded. DNA is the double stranded. So each strand of the parent strand will act as a template strand on which the complementary strand, which is the new strand, will get synthesized. Here also the parent strand will act as a template strand, and the new complementary DNA strand will be formed. Okay, so that is why we can say it is a semi-conservative process. Why semi-conservative process? Because the one strand of the newly formed DNA strand is the parental strand, whereas the another strand is the newly formed complementary strand. So 50% is the old DNA and 50% is the new DNA. So that is why it is known as semi-conservative method of DNA replication. Here also, this is the parent strand and this is the newly formed complementary strand. So 50% the old DNA and the 50% is the newly formed complementary DNA strand. So let's see. The DNA replication is a semi-conservative, meaning that each strand in the DNA double helix acts as a template for the synthesis of the new complementary strand. This acts as a template which for the synthesis of the new complementary strand around it. So this is also acting as a template for the new complementary strand to be formed around it. Okay, and in this process one starting molecule forms the daughter molecule with each newly formed double helix containing one new and the one old strand. Here the two DNA is formed where one strand is the new strand and the other strand is the old strand. Here also this is the old strand and this is the new strand. So it is saying that in this process one starting molecule forms the two daughter molecule with each newly formed double helix containing one new and one old DNA strand. So that is why DNA replication is known as semi-conservative method. Okay. Cell division, there are two types of cell division, that is mitosis and meiosis. So today we have to study about mitosis. Mitosis is a form of cell division where the cell splits into two daughter cells which are identical in each respect to the original cell. It means from a diploid parent cell, the two daughter cell will also be diploid. Here diploid, it means the complete set of chromosome. So if the parent cell is containing 46 chromosome, the two daughter cell will also contain 46 chromosome each. Mitosis is a fundamental process for life because this mitosis, it is performed by all the somatic cells which helps in the growth, development and maintenance of our body parts. Whereas the meiosis will be occurring only in the germinal cells. The number of chromosome is maintained at each cell division. That is the characteristic feature of mitosis. Just now I have said that if the parent cell will have 46 chromosome, the daughter cells will also have the 46 and 46 chromosome each. The mitosis is divided into two phases. First phase is the karyokinesis and second phase is the